Hi, baby.
Hi, baby. Today, we're gonna make two types of mac and cheese, the mom type and the chef type.
We'll see how it goes.
Welcome to Deuber Table. It's a mac and cheese bake-off.
All right, well.
So, I love mac and cheese. It's a great comfort food. I think it's really good for winter. So we're gonna make two different types. One's very family friendly that kids love and super yummy. And the other one is a little bit fancier with fancier cheese.
And can I say something about it?
You can.
It's not orange. Mac and cheese is not orange.
Oh, right. But our kid loves the orange one.
She does.
It's so frustrating.
We need to cure
Makes
her
it
of that.
crazy.
It makes me crazy. Mac and cheese should not come from a powdered bag and be orange. But, you know, neither should the president.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I'm going to make bechamel, and so is he.
So bechamel is a classic French sauce.
Thank you.
What's in bechamel? What are the ingredients?
So it is butter, flour, milk, and salt.
So the butter and flour is called roux.
That's right. So you start with the butter, the flour, and the salt, and
Equal
mix it in a
parts
pan.
of butter and flour.
So we're going to start with that.
Okay.
I'm just going to use 2 tablespoons of flour, all-purpose flour, and about 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, so I'm going to take my butter and melt it in the pan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of flour. And then you add salt.
That'll be a roux.
Yeah, and so what the roux does is when you put the milk in, you stir it all in, you whisk it all in together, it thickens the milk.
And that's called bechamel sauce.
You can make it faster. Okay, I'm gonna get my salt.
Can you put a little in mine?
Yeah, and I mean, you want a good amount of salt. The roux should be pretty salty. So I put a cup of milk in the roux.
I've got our food processor here with the grating disc. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. Oh yeah, this goes on. So I'm going to start with cheddar here. How are those roux coming, babe?
They're coming. It's a little hard to do some of the time, but I'm doing it. I just want cheddar for mine because kiddos do not like the strong cheese at all. Like Zuri will turn her nose up. It is not like Gruyere.
And I think that I'm going to add some of this Gruyere.
So bechamel is what makes it like goopy and yummy and just gives it all the moisture. So you can see it's like a little bit thick.
That tastes like Gruyere to me.
Yeah, that's the adult one.
Okay, you take
I have the palate. Okay, so you add your cheese to your bechamel. And you just melt the cheese in the bechamel.
Sorry,
Try
babe.
not to catch the towel on fire. Do you know how many towels we catch on fire like weekly?
Like all of them.
I need to buy new ones again. This thing is so hot. The Maltini is a beast.
I got the pro tip here.
Pro tip.
If your sauce is too thick, you can add pasta water to it.
If you're reheating mac and cheese and pasta, it's really great to just add a little bit, or even when you're just making their pasta, add a little bit of pasta water when you add butter to your pasta. So when you're making pasta for your kids and you just want to make like a butter pasta, say, so we'll boil the pasta and then put it in a bowl and add some of the pasta water with the butter. And it makes a really nice butter sauce, and I feel like kids love that. Like Zuri's little friends will want to come to our house just for butter noodles, and it's because he uses the pasta water to make the butter sauce. So you can see the consistency of the bechamel. His has cayenne, mine does not.
Mine has Gruyere.
And mine does not. It smells like a Swiss mountain house, and mine does not. So for the kid one, I'm gonna use the little elbow pasta. And when I cook these, I cook them al dente because they're still gonna, especially if you're going to do the one that he's doing and you're gonna put it in the oven, you don't want it to be mushy. So don't cook it quite as long as the bag says. I'm just gonna add my macaroni to my bechamel. It's heavy.
Now, my version is gonna have some onions in it, and I'm gonna put some onions right in here, and because we're gonna bake this one. So I've diced up about a quarter onion. What do you call this pasta? It's called cassareccia.
So I'm already done with mine, and really it did not take much longer than making Kraft mac and cheese. So do this. We shouldn't eat orange pasta or orange mac and cheese. It's gross. This is already done. And you can see beautiful consistency, super yummy. Like I just wanted.
Now we're gonna tell the truth. I like the simpler version. Cary is about the fancy one this time. Cary wanted to make this one, but on brand for the Deuber table would be for me to make the fancier version. I mixed my pasta in here, and it's got the more adult cheese. It's got onions, and now we're gonna put it in a bowl. And this is the only contribution I had to the fancy version, was she wanted to make a big pot.
I'm gonna make a vat of it.
To satisfy the family, but we're doing a small pot.
He wouldn't let me. It's okay.
Now, what else do you want to put on this bag?
Breadcrumbs.
You need to take over.
I know.
I don't know how to do this.
This is actually my recipe. You know, anything simple. So I'm gonna use, you know, some good old Progresso breadcrumbs, just to give it some crunch on top. Little tablespoons.
While you do that, I'm gonna start eating this because this is friggin' money.
Don't. You're gonna eat that whole vat. You're gonna get a stomachache. Okay.
Oh, so good.
He loves the kid one.
This is the best.
No, stop.
Normally I don't love truffle oil, but you could even add that to this and it'd be okay.
Yeah, but not to the kid one. The kids do not like truffles. Usually. Most kids.
We got any leftover lobster? Damn.
All right, so I just add the breadcrumbs to butter and just brown them a little bit. I always want more. Baby, stop eating it all.
As long as she does a little bit more of that, I'll have a little bit more of this.
It's some for the children. So now you just have your breadcrumbs with some melted butter.
Brismely.
What's it, Brismely?
Switzerland, that's a Swiss word for breadcrumb. Brismely. My grandmother used to make elbow macaroni just with breadcrumbs and butter for me.
Really?
She would cook elbow macaroni, then she would do just what you did. Put breadcrumbs
Really?
and butter. Yep.
Oh, I love that.
You probably got it from your grandma
You
in
probably
Ohio.
had no idea that I knew how to like do that. You thought I was just gonna dump that on top of there.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know.
You gotta do the butter. I learned this from my mom.
I tried to
and my grandma.
It's Ohio.
It's
Ohio is
Ohizzle.
the little Switzerland.
Ohio.
Ohio.
All right.
Anything else I could put on this to make it fancy?
That's fancy.
All right, should I pop it in the oven? How hot do you want the oven? 375?
Yeah. Actually, I mean,
400?
you're not really cooking anything. I want it more just brown the top of it.
Let's put it up to 425.
Yeah. For like 10 minutes. Why do we have these knives out?
They've been out.
Knife out.
Just in case you want to kill me.
Okay, good. I like to have options.
I know you do. All right, babe. We're getting a fancy mac and cheese, which is supposed to be my dish because I do the fancy, but really it's yours.
They're both mine.
So there's the one, there's the simple one that, I mean, this is magnificent. It's friggin' awesome.
That's my personal recipe. And then this is the fancy one. So it has fancy cheese, has the breadcrumbs, and it has some onion and a little bit of cayenne in it. So that's the difference.
Great for a holiday party in a year that's not 2020.
I made this. So we cooked for our wedding. So we got married 11 years ago. We just had our 11-year wedding anniversary.
I'm gonna play some of this while you tell this great story.
And so we got married in our backyard, and then we had a tiny little wedding reception in our house, and Mark and I did the food for the whole thing ourselves. And the dish I made was mac and cheese, my famous mac and cheese. I think I put truffle in it for the wedding reception. So like you can take either of these dishes. I wouldn't use the breadcrumbs and do truffle, but either of these, throw truffle on it.
I just want to eat it.
Well, can we make a plate of mine too? We didn't make a plate of mine. We just ate it out of the
We've
bowl.
been eating it out of the bowl.
I know, but it deserves
All right.
it deserves to be plated.
Knives out of the way, so you won't kill me.
Probably be best. So
This one just cheddar, which is white, by the way, not orange.
and this one is cheddar and Gruyere and onions and cayenne
Challerhocker,
and Challerhocker.
which is a fancy Swiss cheese,
Okay.
but Gruyere is great. Oh, oh man. This is like a meal after a mountain hike.
It's my favorite.
But this is great too.
All right.
Jesus. Oh my God.
I can hear us getting faster.
This one's almost richer.
Okay. Let's just cheers
Maybe
so we
just
can
one more
take
bite.
out. You're gonna burn your mouth.
Oh, so good.
Cheers, baby. Happy mac and cheesing.
Try it. Oh, it's so good. Don't use a damn box. It's easy. For 5 minutes. Easy. So worth it. So worth it. Sorry, Kraft. Cheers.